It is very early in the morning. It's like 20 to 7. But I'm currently on the train with my mum. She's sat opposite me. Hello. And we're heading off to London. Tonight I'm seeing the Book of Mormon. Mum's seeing Back to the Future. I'm very jealous. Tomorrow we're going to a matinee performance in Hamilton, which was actually my birthday present, so I am very grateful to be on this trip anyway. So yeah, I'll see you in London and see what shenanigans I get up to, because you know I'm going to make a fool of myself at one point. It's inevitable. So we made it, sat down, we went to Starbucks because we were really craving coffee. That made sense. I got a decaf coffee because I've had an energy drink on the train, which was probably the worst idea I've ever had in my life. So made it out to Starbucks. It's very, very noisy, so I'm gonna have to raise my voice a little bit. But oh my god! Anyway, I am in search of a very specific shop that I really want to go to. I think I'm going to keep it a surprise, but if you know me, when I show you it won't be a surprise. So those of you that know me will not be that surprised that I really wanted to visit Forbidden Planet. It's right behind me, so I'm very excited. I might get yeah, I'm definitely going to buy something, you know me. Yeah, it was one of the stops that I really wanted to make, so I finished up at Forbidden Planet. I'm going to show you what I got later on when I get to the hotel room, because it would just be easier. But I did get a present for my brother for Christmas. He likes Godzilla, so I got him. Actually, you know what? I literally just said I wouldn't spoil it, so I'm not going to spoil it. Anyway, right now, don't know if you can tell, we're in Chinatown, and we're going to look for a spot to eat because both of us are really hungry. I just went to got strawberry milk tea. We ended up going to McDonald's for lunch because literally no place around here was open, but we're hoping to eat in Chinatown tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Right now, we're just going to try and locate the Adelphi Theatre because we need to know where that is. Well, that was quite a trek to the hotel. We made it, but it was awful. Started raining. My trousers are like sticking to my legs and it's horrible, but we got snacks. I got Sharpies just in case I'm able to do the stage door later. If not, then I'll find a use for them. So as you saw like way earlier, like hours ago, I went to the Forbidden Planet geek shop place, and I say collect, I have one so far. Shut up! That's not even funny! A collection of one. Listen, it's building. So, I'm sorry. Okay. So, in an attempt to build my collection up from one, I bought Maggie from The Walking Dead. She's not my favourite character, but I thought the actual, like, thing looked cool, and she is a cool character, but she's just not it for me. The thing is with me, I always like the characters that no one else likes. I saw this Godzilla t-shirt, and I was like, well, I want to buy something for my brother. Not in a nice way, just because it will be a Christmas present. So yeah, I got in this Godzilla t-shirt. I'd say money well spent there. I got myself a chocolate bar, Pringles. Actually, Mum paid for that. Oh shoot, I didn't get that for myself. Okay. I need to end this. So I'm in. My big surprise was that I came in cosplay. McKinley's my bestie. So yeah, I'm just going to try and locate everything and I'll be with you when I'm in my seat, hopefully. If I get there, I'll be able to get there. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to worry about it. Okay, so I'm in my seat. Yeah, I was on the very edge. There's one thing I really want to show you. I really want to show you my view because it is amazing. I'm so glad I upgraded. And then I came back and like genuinely, I'm so glad I upgraded because it's incredible. This is my view from, well, this is, I'm trying to do it from my eye level, but as you can see, it's really, really good. So I just got back. I'm very, very tired. Very, very long walk. But I had a great time. It was really amazing. I'm gonna go to sleep in about 5 hours. Well, you underestimate me. Hey, mum knows. Anyway, tomorrow should be a fun day, seeing Hamilton. So I can't wait for you to see that. Hopefully I'll be a bit more alive because it's during the day. But yeah, had a great time. Hi. So this probably isn't how you expected to see me this morning. Like I promised last night, I'm definitely feeling a lot more energetic now that I've had some sleep after that. Which is why I've made the executive decision to wait till I get home tomorrow, like, you know, get home tonight or early in the morning, and do like proper reviews tomorrow, because I realised that in the moment it's really hard to give a review when you're so excited. Anyway, our plan is to head towards Victoria. It's like 9:30 right now? 10. Nearly 10. 9:30, nearly 10, probably 22:10. We're heading to Victoria because that's, you know, the area where the theatre is. And we've made a booking at Giraffe for brunch, which I'm really excited about because I've heard really, really great things. We made it after a long trek. But good news, we found the theatre, so we know where that is. But we're now in Giraffe having a little brunch and lunch kind of breakfast. Yeah, I've also got this very fancy looking fresh lemonade with mint. So we're in the theatre, we sat down. We're at the very front of the Royal Circle, so the view is amazing. It doesn't even look... Thing is, when I put it on camera, it looks mediocre, right? In person, I promise it's amazing. I'm going to show you right now. This is the view, and we're very, very close. It doesn't look like that on camera, really. So we made a food stop for dinner. We went to like a Chinese buffet thing. It was really, really nice. The spring rolls were amazing. But yeah, as promised, I got the famous Instagrammable bubble waffle. So we're going to eat that now, share it, go back to the station, probably get a coffee so we can stay awake. And I'll tell you about the show tomorrow. Very, very tired on the train home. I'm not going to do anything else today because I just kind of want to go to sleep, do my own thing, whatever. But I'll definitely have like longer parts where I talk about each show that I'll film tomorrow, hopefully. So great. I'll definitely collect my thoughts by then. I'm still very overwhelmed. Bear with me. We got back at about 1:30 in the morning, but it is now the next day and I feel like I'm collected enough to make a review that makes sense, basically. So, firstly, if you can't tell by my jumper, that says I believe on it, and it's like an ugly Christmas sweater. The first show I'm going to be talking about is the first show that I saw, which was Book of Mormon. When I got to the theatre, they weren't actually stocking this sweater, so I had to buy it online from the official Book of Mormon shop. I really wanted merchandise, but like none of it there was really speaking to me at the time, so I was just like, I'll just buy it online, you know. But yeah, so that's where I got this from. I'm gonna need to get a cast list up just so I can talk about some individuals, because some people really stood out to me and I need to mention them. One thing I am going to praise this musical for is the casting, because the casting was perfect for every single character, and there were a couple standouts to me that were like really, really, really good. So the first one is Tom Zander. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I could be butchering it completely. But we had Tom Zander as our Elder Cunningham. I love Cunningham. He's probably one of my favourite characters alongside Elder McKinley. So he was one of the ones that I was really, really excited to see, and he did not disappoint. Now the thing that I was always like worried about, well not worried, but like just something that I thought of, was the fact that I'm so used to seeing and listening to the Broadway cast. So when I knew we'd have totally different actors as the characters, I wasn't like put off by it. It's just kind of a thing where you're like, oh, I really wonder what these actors are going to do with the material, and it was amazing. His comedic timing was perfect. He had such like good energy as Elder Cunningham. Like he did everything perfectly. Like the comedy landed so well. Like, he didn't completely copy Josh Gad, and that's what I absolutely love with actors, where they take a character, keep it the same, mostly, like, to keep the energy of the character, but they don't do a carbon copy of the original. So that just made the jokes funnier when I wasn't expecting how he was going to deliver them. So yeah, it was really, really fun. He was absolutely amazing in that role, and his voice was incredible. Man Up was probably one of my favourite numbers in the entire musical. So, stupid little me just realised that I forgot to talk about Elder Price. And this kind of relates to everything I said about Elder Cunningham with characterization. And also, since they have a lot of scenes together, their chemistry was something that was really going to matter, and it was so good. Like, the guy playing Elder Price, hold on, let me just get the name. So yeah, we had Dom Simpson playing Elder Price, and the thing that made their chemistry so special to me was the way that Price reacted to Cunningham. Like, whenever Cunningham did something, there was always a really funny reaction coming from Elder Price, which just really solidified their friendship and made the heartwarming moment at the end so much more special. When Price like tells Cunningham that he is his best friend, and it was so good that it made me cry. Moving on, I really, really want to talk about Elder McKinley. He is, again, one of my favourite characters. As you saw, I even cosplayed him to go to the theatre. He was played by Stephen Webb, or known on TikTok as Stevie Webb. He does those "This is your sound of the day" videos. He's really, really funny. And he played McKinley perfectly again, like amazing. He took the character in a direction and stuck with it, and it was really, really great while keeping true to the original Broadway cast as well. And I noticed that there are some things that you just can't see when you're watching a bootleg, because you can't see like the whole stage all of the time, and most of the time you are just kind of listening to audio while watching a really blurry picture on the screen. So there are some things that you don't really notice until they come out in person. Firstly, the pink vest change is so much more impressive in person. It was so cool, it was so funny when they clapped and the lights went off, and it was, yeah, that was amazing. Another thing about McKinley that I really, really noticed, and something that I personally found really, really clever, was during some of the dances. I can't remember if this is intentional or something that happened in the Broadway one, because again, can't really see everything going on if it's a bootleg. Like, it's restrictive. So I noticed that he was sort of, oh, I hate that I'm going to say this word, but I literally cannot find another word that is going to describe what I'm about to say. He yassified the movements. Because, McKinley is like the closeted gay Mormon, like we know that from Turn It Off. And I just found it really cool how in like every single dance number after that he did little bits, like popping his hip or like flicking his wrist like that, and then he sort of repressed it. And that theme was there throughout the entire thing, and I really love that because it just shows the depth of the character. Yeah, I'm sorry again that I used the word yassifying, but I really couldn't think of anything else to describe that. Speaking of other people that were really, really good and stood out, Leanne Robinson as Nabelungi. She was amazing. Now, Salt Lake City is not a song that I usually cry at when I'm listening to the album, even watching the bootleg. Like, it doesn't make me emotional. Bitch, when I saw that live, it changed my whole perspective on that song, especially seeing the scene before with Mafala, telling her to stay inside because it's dangerous and she can't go anywhere and she really wants to go to this paradise place. So seeing the scene before it and then seeing the song and the absolute emotion that she had through it was amazing. Speaking of Leanne, during Baptize Me, there was one part that shocked me and it made me gasp because I was like, wait, they did that? Because the whole song, it's kind of insinuated that Nabelungi and Cunningham kind of have sex. And they go behind curtains so that Cunningham can baptize her. And you see him dunk her into water and you hear the splash and everything, and then they come out from behind the curtain. The thing that made me audibly gasp and then start laughing hysterically was the fact that the only part that they make wet on her body is the space like between her legs and like where that would be. So I was like, that is so fucking funny. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. It's like there's so much that you miss when you listen to a soundtrack or you just watch a bootleg. Like, that was really funny to me and it was really well done and like really well thought out. But yeah, the whole cast was amazing. The ensemble was amazing. And yeah, it was just a really, really feel-good show. It has such a positive vibe and message at the end, and it's actually pretty heartfelt despite all the really dirty comedy and offensive jokes. Like, yeah, it's really good, and I definitely would go again if I lived closer to London, so I think that's a good thing. That definitely means it's a good thing. I've magically changed into a different outfit now, but that is because I'm reviewing Hamilton next! So one thing I will say for Hamilton is we had two standbys on, one in place of Burr and one in place of Eliza. Now I am definitely going to butcher the name of the actor that played Burr, so please forgive me with all your being, that I am trying my best. Anaya Glassy Olsen, I think I'm pronouncing that right. We also had Maya Brito playing Eliza. For the sake of not butchering his name again, I'm just going to refer to him as Burr. The guy we had as Burr also covers 4 other tracks. He covers Hamilton, Jefferson and Lafayette, obviously together because they're played by the same actor. Same thing again with Hercules Mulligan and James Madison. And then he also plays Washington. That's it, Washington. So he does 5 tracks in the show and we saw him as Burr. Maya, who we saw as Eliza, covers all 3 of the Schuyler sisters, which obviously includes Mariah Reynolds. In Act 2. Let me start off by saying the whole cast was strong, the whole thing was incredible. The guy we had playing Washington, who was Trevor Dion Nicholas, I think I'm pronouncing that right again, sorry if I butcher any names when I'm talking about either of these casts, I'm trying my best. Anyway, we had him as Washington, he was really, really amazing. He made me cry during one last time. And I noticed like such a different, again, it's like a different take on a classic character, you know. I noticed his rendition of One Last Time was so different compared to like the original Broadway cast. He had this like celebratory feel, you know, like feeling proud and happy for the country that he's like led up till that point, and it made me really, really emotional. And he had a really, really good singing voice as well. Like, it was amazing. The belt at the end was incredible, and I was sobbing throughout the entire song, pretty much from the start. But yeah, he just had such a positive and proud, like, fatherly vibe when he was on stage, which I think is so important for the character, and he absolutely nailed it. Moving on to Maya as Eliza, even though she covers all 3 Schuylers and she wasn't, you know, the main actress playing Eliza, she was really, really strong. Her rendition of Burn was, again, incredible. She had such, like to the end of the song where it's like the climax, she had such an anger to her voice, which really brought the song around and, you know, really showcased how upset Eliza got when Hamilton basically cheated on her. Spoiler alert, just saying. But yeah, she was really, really good. She was really bubbly as well, like she had that really bubbly personality that Eliza always has. Like, she was so innocent. So yeah, when you see the shift in Act 2 where she's really, really pissed off at Hamilton, the shift was so clear when it happened. So yeah, that was really, really strong. Now I can't not mention Burr since he was another standby. Firstly, mad props to him for being able to cover 5 tracks. Like, that's incredible. His Wait For It, Room Where It Happens, both of those were strong. They're both 2 of my favourite songs in the whole musical. Both were incredible. He had such incredible emotion throughout all of them. And the funny thing is, I can see him in all of the other 4 characters as well, like, totally. Like, he seemed so versatile, even though I only saw him as one character, you know? There's the bit during election of 1800 where Hamilton votes for Jefferson, and there's the bit that was in the Disney Plus version where it zooms in on Burr, and Leslie Odom Jr., like, he had this look of, like, utter defeat and shock, and just, there was an anger bubbling behind him, but you couldn't see, like, you could see it in his eyes. when I tell you that this guy had the, like, biggest death glare when the end of that song happened and Hamilton picked Jefferson, and it was so powerful, because, like I said, it's not a carbon copy of what the original cast did, but it was his version, and it made me, like, shiver. Like, it was so powerful. And then it's the change back where he's like, oh, I'm your vice president, I can't wait to work together. Like, it's, again, like with Eliza, it's that shift in character. So that was really, really, really strong. King George, again, one of my favourite characters. I think we had a standby for that, but I'm not sure. Standby understudy. I'm actually not sure who we had on to play him, but whoever it was, on the 6th of October at 2:30 p.m, wonderful comedic timing. He was so funny. Just his emotion during each song and the way he said certain lines, it, like, the jokes landed so well. I don't know if he spat like Jonathan Groff though. Maybe that will knock it down a few notches. I'm obviously joking, but you know, he was amazing. The comedic timing was everything. He actually made our Aaron Burr burst out laughing on stage as he was singing. It was during Adam's administration where King George is sat in the corner of the room and he starts, like, dancing to the song, and he was sat there doing, like, the robot, you know, moves, and Burr started laughing during the line, and it was the best. I've never actually seen, like, a show blooper before. And obviously no hate to the actor, like, it happens to everyone, like, even me, you know, I've been on stage and started laughing at something before. So, you know, mad props that he kept going, obviously, in a professional setting, you have to. So yeah, I was really proud of him for doing that, obviously. But it was just so funny. I feel like I really have to mention Jefferson and Lafayette because, oh my god, Lafayette was so funny. Obviously, mad props for seeing Guns and Ships because I could never. And to me, there wasn't actually, like, a clear difference between his characterization of Lafayette and his characterization of Jefferson. But his Jefferson was so good at the comedy aspect. Like, really, really good. The thing that always gets me when either I'm listening to the soundtrack or, you know, watching one on Disney Plus, it's like, It's Quiet Uptown has just ended and you are sobbing in your seat. He's like, hey, can we get back to politics now? And it's just so funny. He was incredible. His facial expressions, just the energy was amazing. Again, massive props to Angelica for singing Satisfied. She was played by Alison Ava Brown. Amazing. She's so sassy and, like, quick-witted like Angelica should be. And yeah, she was amazing during Satisfied. It's one of my favourite songs, especially when they do the rewind. Again, like, I love the tracks on the stage where everything spins and all the lighting, it's great. And how can we not complete this review without talking about the title role, Hamilton? Reuben Joseph played our Hamilton, and it was kind of a similar thing to what I said about Tom Zander in the Book of Mormon, and it was the way that he really lived up to the original and sort of character and giving it the same energy, but he had, like, such different ways of landing the comedy, and it was so good. He had such a powerful voice, facial expressions, again, amazing, and the line delivery just made me giggle. And again, you have this shift with all the characters at some point, where they, because the last act of the show is probably, like, the saddest part, so you really get the shift of, like, oh, something bad has happened and he's really upset. Like during Quiet Uptown, it was Quiet Uptown, hurricane, all of that. Like, the shift happened where he wasn't this light-hearted comedic character and he actually had some really heavy weights on him, you know? I feel like I should just give props to the guy playing Philip Hamilton, aka John Lawrence as well. He was played by Jake Hazley Jones, and I just love when Philip does his little poem bit in front of his parents. He's like, I just turned 9, and it's really funny because it's just a grown-ass man. Yeah, that was amazing as well. Like, he was really good. Obviously cried at the Lawrence interlude. I find it so, like, it's the fact that it's not on the soundtrack that you don't expect it, and I think that was the idea with it, because it's like a real shock that Hamilton's friend has died in battle and there's like nothing he can do about it. Like, I feel like that's the start of Hamilton's shift, which just makes it really powerful. Dancing, singing, the acting, everything was amazing in this show. I, again, would go again. I really, really would go again. It was insane. So yeah, I think that's going to wrap up what I had to say about these two shows. I had such an amazing time in London, as you could see. I think this was better to properly sit down, having collected my thoughts on every show that I saw, and to, yeah, just like really connect with what I saw and then form my opinions later, because I did try and film in the intervals of some of the shows, and it just didn't work because I was way too excited and jittery and like nothing coming out of my mouth was making sense. So I think it's easier that I've now calmed down a little bit. I've got home, I've been to bed, you know, I'm wide awake, I've collected my thoughts. So yeah, that was my review of both of the shows. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Obviously it's my first ever one, so I think there's a lot of improvements that can be made, but seriously, like, I had a great time filming my time there. So stay tuned for more in the future. I'm actually, speaking of the future, I was going to mention that in January I'm actually going to see Back to the Future with my friend Alex, and I'm definitely going to vlog that. A bit sooner than that, I'm taking my brother to the Sea Life Centre as like a little surprise for his half-term holidays, and I really want to vlog that. So yeah, there'll be lots coming in the near future, just like Back to the Future. Yeah, so there'll be lots coming. Yeah, so I just wanted to start this channel because I thought it would be fun, and I was right. So yeah, this is Elliot signing off. Bye.